In a certain city, there lived two children who attended the same school. The second school is an elite school with high monthly fees. They are in grade 1 elementary school. The two children are named Danny and Albert. Danny is a rich kid who is never arrogant and always humble. Danny is also known to be smart and diligent. Meanwhile, Albert is the son of a rich man who is arrogant and famous for being lazy. In contrast to Danny, who likes to help his friends, Albert is one of the people who prefers to annoy and bully other friends. One day, Albert pranked Danny. Albert put an old white chewing gum on Danny's bench. Danny, who had just arrived, didn't suspect anything, and without looking at his seat, he just sat down. When he wanted to stand up, his pants got hit by chewing gum, which left stains on the pants. Because of that, Albert then mocked Danny and laughed at him. Albert's nosy didn't stop there. He even often makes annoyance that is worse to other friends. Unable to stand Albert's attitude and treatment, Danny then fights Albert. Hey Albert, you don't just have to be brave with children who you feel are weak. We are your friends, we also have feelings and deserve to be treated the same. We are here at the same school and pay the same amount, you are not the only one who has an interest here," said Danny. Seeing Danny starting to dare to fight back, Albert was certainly annoyed. Albert also challenged Danny. Okay, let's make a deal. 1 kilometer from this school, there is a lake. Across the lake, there is a sacred forest in which many mysterious dolls are kept. If you can take just one of the mysterious dolls stored there, I promise I won't bother you. Even though he was hesitant, Danny, who didn't want to be seen as a coward, agreed to Albert's request. In the afternoon, Danny didn't go home straight away. He said goodbye to the driver who usually picked him up, that he would be coming home late that day, and asked the driver to say what he had told his parents. After saying goodbye to the driver, Danny borrowed his friend's bicycle and pedaled towards the lake. At the lake, there is a boat rental that can take Danny to the sacred forest. Seeing Danny renting a boat alone, of course the boatkeeper asked, "Where are you going, bro, renting a boat alone? Aren't you afraid?" Danny answered, "I will go to the forest across there, sir. I don't want to be bullied anymore, and neither do my friends." The bully said, "I have to be brave so I won't be bullied again. One of the conditions he put forward if I didn't want to be bullied was to bring me a doll from the sacred grove." Hearing Danny's answer, the boatkeeper had an idea. Danny heard the boatkeeper express his idea carefully. Danny also agreed to carry out the idea of the boatkeeper. The next day, Danny arrives at school. He brought a shabby doll and gave it to Albert. Danny said, "This is a doll from the sacred forest. I can bring it for you. So, please don't bully me and other friends, okay?" Hearing this, Albert was a little emotional, but he also had to have the courage to admit defeat. "Okay, I won't bully you anymore. But let's wait a few days. If this doll can't scare me, it means that this doll isn't from the sacred forest." Danny also agreed with Albert's idea. "Okay, I agree." That night, Albert, who slept accompanied by a doll from Danny, had a dream. In his dream, Albert was visited by the doll. The doll said, "Hey Albert, you bad boy, bully, let me go. Take me home. I don't want to be here. If I stay here too long, I will die. The dream doll's threat to Albert is accompanied by a threatening laugh. Albert woke up from his sleep feeling anxious while occasionally looking at the doll that Danny had brought for him. The next day at school, Albert confronts Danny. Danny, I want to ask you a favor. Please take this doll away. This doll really is from the sacred forest. I can't be with him. He came to me in a dream. Please take this doll back to the forest, okay? Albert said to Danny, all right. I will help, but on one condition. What are the conditions, Dan? The condition is that you cannot bully me and other friends forever. How? Danny said, making an agreement. Albert also agreed with Danny. Danny took the doll back to the lake near the forest. There he did not take the doll to the sacred forest, but instead he met the boatkeeper who yesterday gave him the idea. Sir, your idea is perfect. Albert promised not to be a bully again. Danny and the boat guard remembered their idea yesterday while smiling with relief. So, some time ago the boatman had the idea to buy a dummy and then break it and patch it up where it was damaged. The doll, which had been damaged and patched, was then smeared with mud to make it look shabby. The doll is not a real doll from the sacred forest. But Danny told Albert it was a doll from the sacred forest. This idea was conveyed by the boatkeeper because he was worried that if Danny went to the sacred forest alone there would be a danger such as an accident or something. So the idea was carried out. The moral of the children's mystery story: the mystery of the puppet in the sacred forest. Anyone who feels strong or strong should not bully the weak like Albert, because as humans we definitely need other humans. Meanwhile, for people who feel they are experiencing problems, don't never give up. Use common sense to overcome problems and get out of the problems faced, like what Danny did.